Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new EP from Eve 6 entitled Grim Value. They released that on June 25th. This is the band's second EP, and it is their first new music since their fourth studio album, 2012 Speaking Code. And kids, this is not your parents' Eve 6, not by a long shot. There's some elements of the old stuff there, but this is a very new band. And I'm realizing that in saying all of this now that despite not having kids, I'm the parent in this situation, and that makes me feel old. But Eve 6 is kind of old too. They've been around for a quarter of a century roughly. Their debut record, 1998, had Inside Out on it, Open Road song, number of other great tracks. Every single song on the A side of that record actually is a banger. I absolutely love that record. Horoscope, their sophomore album, great follow-up. I will say that I had to hide these records from a number of friends growing up in high school because we all listened to punk rock, and Eve 6 just wasn't their thing. I always have had an affinity for pop music, though, so I really appreciate Eve 6 and the way that they, incorporated the two genres together, especially in the late 90s in a time when, I understand why a lot of people talk a lot of crap about that time in rock and roll music because you basically had post-grunge and you had pop-punk. It was not a great era for rock and roll. But Eve 6, I can see why they stood out. Their melodies were great. Max Collins, his tongue-in-cheek wordplay, and his vocal hooks have always been phenomenal. They were great. I always loved throwing on those first two records every now and then, still to this day. They still hold up well. They still sound great. Fast forward 20 years now, though, they've gone through a number of breakups. It's been a while since we've heard anything from them. Max Collins just starts blowing up on Twitter. He becomes the king of Twitter, basically trolling the genre that he came up in. He keeps hitting up all these people and asking them if if they like the Heart in a Blender song still. I mean, he keeps ripping on like Third Eye Blind, Matchbox 20, all these different bands in the late 90s that rose to prominence. And it's funny. I mean, he's really hilarious. And so all of this definitely makes sense as far as, the resurgence of this band. And it's a completely different band for the most part. I mean, again, they've always had a little bit of that punk rock sound in their old stuff, but this EP, you throw it on and it opens up with the track Black Nova, and you get this fuzzy bass riff for a few seconds that sounds like it could be old stuff, and then this thing is just a punk rock EP for 14 minutes. It blew me away. And when I say punk rock, think like Iggy and the Stooges, think the Ramones, Misfits, the Descendants, the Dead Kennedys, Black Flag. I mean, this thing is crazy. I'm so tickled by it. I cannot stop listening to it. It just, it's only 14 minutes, so you can just blow through it really quick. But if this is a sign of things to come from the band, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see how they work their live shows. These songs are written in a way that they can definitely be incorporated to a set that's, built around old stuff. But I could also see them wanting to just move past that and, reestablish themselves with this punk rock identity. And it's great. I mean, they definitely have some room for growth, obviously, but these first 5 songs are definitely worth a listen to. Black Nova, lead track, again, super great. I Want to Bite Your Face is the second song. It's got this Ramones feel, and obviously a funny lyric contrasted with very, genuine sentiments. I believe the following line is, I want to buy you roses. So it's really funny, just, it's kind of that punk rock vibe. I absolutely love the lyrics in that. Can We Combine? Great catchy refrain in that song. Probably the standout track on the EP. Angel in the Supermarket's got a great riff. And then Good For You, just a great way to finish this, EP off as well. But I got to please this. It's phenomenal to listen to. It's, again, there's signs for growth and where they can go moving forward with this. And it's really exciting, the prospect of a full-length LP from these guys, given what they're doing now with their sound. But I hope you enjoy listening to this. I hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video and share it. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the live show on Sundays, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.